This is TWiT.
Okay, Carol. Carol and I have been going back and forth. Carol is a viewer, and she is distraught over the fact that the Apple seems to not be making any more iPad minis. That form factor.
Well, we don't know yet. They might announce them in October, September, October.
Do you think they might?
It's unknown. You can't say they're not going to make them. We just don't know.
Okay, so she's wondering, because she's had
they haven't
iPad
said
minis.
that.
Right.
Apple's not said that.
But that's the rumor. I read the rumor too. But okay, so Carol, don't make any rash decisions.
It's a reasonable guess, but we've been guessing they'd stop the Mac Air too because they have a.
But they did stop the MacBook Air, didn't they?
No.
But they haven't made a new one in a long time.
They haven't made a new MacBook new either. But I mean, they haven't made a mini new either. But that doesn't mean they're not going to. It doesn't. You can't. Apple's hard to predict, as I have learned. I would guess that's reasonable that they're not going to make a mini, but you know, I guess the logic might be, well, you can get a larger iPhone, a 6.5-inch iPhone. Why would you need an 8-inch tablet?
Yeah,
but that's a nice. I still have my mini. I carry it, travel with it because it's so little.
Right, it's so little, but not too little. Because that's the thing. She's wondering, does she get like she wants to upgrade her iPhone anyway. She has a regular size iPhone. Should she get an 8 Plus? But I mean, personally,
I would not get an 8 Plus now because in 1 month Apple will announce new phones.
It's true, but her granddaughter is going to get her old 7, so I'm on the granddaughter's team. So
she'll still get the old 7 if you wait a month.
She has to wait. So yeah, I mean, because her problem is she likes to use jigsaw puzzle apps, and she's worried that the 8 will be too small for that.
That's a good point.
And then the regular, I suggested first just the regular cheap old standard iPad.
The 329 iPad.
Yeah, but she said it doesn't fit in her purse.
Too big.
Then I said, get a bigger purse, Carol. I'm just kidding. But
no,
I
that's
do
a
have
really
giant
interesting
purse.
conundrum. There are, 8-inch tablets, well, not many, from other manufacturers. That is, I don't understand it. I think it's a perfect size. I really like it. Yeah, well, we don't know if Apple, they may announce something in October or September. We don't know.
I mean, I think it has to do with the numbers, right? If not enough people are like Carol and you, then why not, just convince them to buy a bigger iPhone or a smaller iPad?
It could. I think Apple also does stuff just because this is the way it should be.
This is the way it should be.
And
some things will never change.
Yeah. You shouldn't. Why would you want an 8-inch tablet? No, you can't have one.
Yeah, they would say get a bigger purse, Carol.
Yes, you're holding it wrong. I don't. Yeah, I guess I think you're right that sales must have been very poor for these 8-inch tablets because everybody stopped making them.
Yeah. So our advice to you and all the other Carols out there is wait. Don't buy anything right now. Wait until
absolutely. And I asked Rene Ritchie, who is really much more than I, has his finger on the pulse of Apple's current thinking. He talks to them a lot. He believes there'll be one event and one event only. The reason they had multiple events was I don't remember why, but he thinks because they own their own theater now, so they don't have to telegraph that they're going to have an event, and they don't have to worry about booking it. Part of the problem is when you book ahead, like and something like the Moscone Center or the San Jose McHenry Convention Center, where they tend to have these events, you book that months in advance, and that's a target now. You got to get the product out. If you don't have to do that, that means you can wait till the product's done and then have the event.
Right.
So his thinking is that there will be one event in the fall. Typically, the way Apple does these iPhone events is the first Tuesday after Labor Day. Not the day after Labor Day, but a week. So Labor Day plus a week and a day. And so that would make it what is Labor Day this year?
The 2nd?
I feel like it's early this year.
Yeah.
So it'd be, I think, the 9th or 10th or something like that. Yeah. So anyway, that's when it would, but again, Monday, September 3rd, so it would be September 11th. Oh, I don't know if they want to have an event on 9/11.
I think they've done that before, though.
So, maybe I feel like they have to.
Yeah.
So 9/11, but now they don't have that constraint, right? Now they can say, well, it's not quite done. Why don't we do it a week later, 9/18? Or why don't we do it in October? So we don't know. That's kind of up in the air because now they have this theater in the new campus. And so it's up in the air when they'll have an event, and we won't know till a week before the event. But I would be shocked if they didn't have an event if not September, October. And last week I said, oh, they'll have 2 events because that's what they used to do. They'd have an iPhone event. And the reason I say that is they don't want to distract from the iPhone by also saying, oh, and here's some iPads. And they don't want to distract from the iPads by saying, here's the new iPhone. So they do 2 different events. Renee, who I trust, says, no, there'll probably be 1 event this year. So, and I do expect new iPad Pros. I would love seeing an 8-inch iPad Pro.
Yeah.
Would that not be awesome?
That would, yeah. So I know.
And by the way, 8 inches, because one of the things they're saying is Apple's going to go bigger screen, smaller bezel. So you could take an iPad. What did you get my iPad Mini, John? It's on my desk. If you take an iPad Mini and expanded the screen, it'd be more than 8 inches, right? It'd be pretty nice.
So a Mini with no bezels.
A bezel-less iPad Mini would have would almost be as big as the standard iPad, and then this will get bigger too. This is 10.5 inches. This would get bigger too, without making the case any bigger. So that would be really sweet. Here's my John's bringing me my iPad Mini so I can show you the comparison.
It is a perfect size.
It feels to me it's almost the perfect size. If this were a Pro, see, that is the whole thing is smaller than the screen in the 10.5 inch. But imagine if the screen went all the way out to the edge here, or almost the edge, and a little farther up and down. It wouldn't be as big as the 10-inch screen, but it'd be, maybe 8.5 or 9 inches. It'd be bigger. That'd be pretty cool.
Well, Eric,
in the same size, right? And that's the key for her is, well, I want to carry this in my purse, or I can actually carry this in my jacket pocket.
Yeah.
I like it.
Nice.
And you know what I use it for is crossword puzzles.
Crossword puzzle, yeah. So
it's perfect for that. It's like jigsaw puzzles.
Eric Duckman says, where do you put your thumbs without the bezels? And
well, that was exactly my question.
Face ID, right?
Well, Face ID you can do because you're going to have some bezel.
Because that's how you don't. I don't need my thumb on my iPhone 10.
And they say I asked the same question of Andy Anako, Renee Ritchie, and both agreed. No, they're getting so good now in what they call palm rejection or stray input rejection that you could still hold it. See, I think that's a problem. I think that with tablets you do want to have more bezel, but they say no, they can go almost to the edge. And we have seen, is this in the news? Maybe this is in the news. In iOS 12, there are some icons showing iPads that have almost no bezel. Now, those wouldn't be there if that weren't a product coming. So yeah. I think that's more than at this point, it's still a rumor, but it's not confirmed by Apple, but it's a pretty good rumor that they'll do that. Who knows what will happen to this. I love this thing.
They are still selling the iPad Mini 4 right now.
Absolutely. So. They just haven't. It's not clear whether the update, just like they're selling the MacBook Air, right?
Yeah. There's the icon found.
Yeah, there's the icon. Scroll down a little bit so you can see the icon. No, that's not it. Keep going. Well, maybe that is it. Yeah. iPad 2. See on the right? Yeah. I like that idea. I think that's a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
But it doesn't solve this problem.
Right. So hang in there, Carol.
Not too late. It's not over yet. It ain't over till the little iPad sings.
Exactly.